We're gonna let Marley out. Good thing it's dark, 'cause my phone is stuck on the side. I don't really know. I wanted to kind of just come out here with nothing, nothing in my mind. I just wanted to say whatever I felt like. Pretty sure I'll go on something I'm thinking about, but I know I tend to talk about or think about and wanting to speak what I'm thinking about a lot of the times. And I don't really want to, I don't know. I don't want to do it. I do have a problem with it and I'm working on it. I'm working on not letting my thoughts and my feelings guide me in the wrong directions, to where I get sensitive or I feel not pressured, or I pressure myself. It's not even pressuring myself. It's just I lead myself on, and it affects the way, it gets me in a bad way. Might as well talk about it, I guess. Not even about the situation at hand or anything. I wish I could walk down there, but literally it's too dark. And I can't see nothing. My freaking eyesight used to be way better. I was 17, I was walking in the woods, and I was the day before I was walking, looking at the moonlight shine through the trees, and then the next day I go out, my freaking vision is blurry. It's so blurry. I didn't get it. It's just so blurry after that. But now that I'm looking around right now, my vision has gotten better. It's better, which is honestly very, I didn't notice it, but it's been getting better very slowly. And you don't notice until it's gotten considerably better, whatever it might be. But I hope everyone's doing good, whoever watches this. This is definitely a different side of what I usually post. But like I say, people that post, anyone you see on YouTube, any person that you see, you gotta always understand that a lot of times that isn't who they truly are. It's a side of them, though, that they present to you in a fun and entertaining and exciting level, which is something only they can do, the way that they do it. And that's what makes it special. So, of course, you can't take that away from them. But I do like to look at things realistically. And what I'm getting at is just, I don't like how a lot of people, especially, kids as well, I don't like how they get put into this notion that something is the way it seems to be, and it draws them in, and they believe it. They lead with what they see and hear and what they think. It's like, oh, cups are supposed to be held with one finger, or you're supposed to pop bubbles when you chew gum. And thing is there isn't one way to do everything. There isn't some type of ultimate way. There isn't some special type of, thing or way or word. It really just comes down to how you would do it. How would you go about it? How would you attempt it? What mistake would you make? How would it affect you compared to how it would affect other people? So it comes to those types of things, willing to have that open-mindedness to have something, to not always try to be too careful. There's such a thing as just being too comfortable with being comfortable. Just because you feel like you know something, or you feel gloaty, like you're laughing, haha, I know this, you get a little you get really, really confident, and you just smile, and you can see yourself smiling. You can imagine yourself smiling, and you can't see it being wrong. You can't see it any other way. And that's what I'm mostly, that's how this came out. That's really what I was thinking about. And a lot of people fall for this, and I hate to see it. It's something I don't like. I don't like how people don't really notice it. But like I say, just like I said in the beginning, how would you, what's yours? What's uniquely yours? Whatever your name is, whoever you are, how do you express yourself? How do you word things, explain things, see things? What would you like yourself to do? There's times where you've said something or done something, and for some reason it didn't feel right. And maybe you missed it. Maybe you didn't notice it. But maybe later on, for some reason, you feel a little weight on you. You feel something that just isn't right. You just feel off, and you don't really know why. Well, if you don't keep yourself open, if you don't keep yourself at a level where you're to receive bad news and good news for yourself and everything outside of yourself, that is exactly how you become blind. Because that's pretty much what that is. You're not paying attention to yourself. Paying attention to yourself isn't always about looking at your problems, feeling out your issues, and seeing what caused it and what caused you to feel that way, and how you can liberate yourself, which means cure yourself of it. There's no such thing as an ultimate cure, because cure means to completely remove and cleanse and clean. But that doesn't exist. With some things, yes. Some things you can completely get rid of and become new. Become something and switch it out, maybe throw it away, change, whatever. But for you, there's just many more things for you. And you gotta believe that. It does come down to that as well. But a lot of times that can be a distraction, because it'll make you feel bad. It'll make you feel down. So don't pay attention to that. Because like I say, it's not all about looking at yourself. It's really about looking at other things that can help you, that can become a different route. And sometimes you do have to stumble across it and find it. But of course, I do want to finish, where's the together? Where does this lead me? Where's my answer? You might be thinking, or you want to know. I don't know. We want to know a lot of things. And sometimes, let's just say, you got to make sure what you're thinking about and what you're leading to know is correct. You have to be able to stop yourself. You have to be able to, you got to be able to stop in the middle of that and make sure you're putting what you need to put in, whatever. And, sometimes you just don't want to process things and try to complete it. You don't want to just go with something and then make it correct too quickly. So never be too quick to just say that you fixed something within yourself. But other than that, right? Now, when I was saying, oh, it's a pretty big, I don't know what that was. Something, I don't freaking know. I was trying to see what it is. Looks like it could. Ooh, I thought that was something else. That's kind of like, that actually, yeah, that just reminded me of something. It's kind of like when you, because like right now I just got a little, not fight or flight, but I got a feeling to either twitch, because like when you get scared, you'll notice that your body, it goes into a mode of which that I don't know about anyone else, but when I get like that, especially when I want to pay attention to something, especially because I really, really don't like it and it's probably dangerous and I know it and I can feel it, my body just becomes very responsive. I just move. So it's not necessarily those feelings that count, because even what I mean is that even when you make a mistake on something that you do, it doesn't mean that it has to be a mistake. It doesn't mean that you have to say, "Aw," and beat yourself up about it. I should have done it this way, should have done it the other way. You have to be able to identify. You have to be able to be okay with what you did. Because the thing of it is, it's not, like I say, it's not about what is and what's okay and what's the mistake in here. You have to pay attention to what's gonna work for you. You have to pay attention to the stuff that you might not be paying attention to. You gotta let yourself relax. You gotta stop for a second. Sometimes you gotta slow down. You gotta really pay attention to yourself. So that's what I mean. On the surface, we're just on autopilot. Yeah, we're on autopilot most of the time. And for people that probably don't understand that or whatever, it just means that you're always thinking, you're not thinking too deeply about yourself. And maybe you don't pay attention to it that much. Maybe you don't see it. But if you just stop for a second, you just think back, you'll see what I mean. How, and everybody is different. So you're not going to see it the same way somebody else will. Keep that in mind. You might work differently. There might just be something unique about you in the way that you think or feel things out. So don't just rely on, I'm going to basically think here. I'm going to go to the basic route. The thing of it is, where most of us are not basic. Most of us are not simple. So when I see people just say, "Oh no, I don't know what it means. No, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to give up." You're letting yourself down with that. It's because you can't just make excuses. You can't just keep walking away from it and saying it's okay, you'll be all right. You're not all right. But again, you're still focusing on what I just told you not to focus on. Or what I said that if you do focus on, you're going to have reactions like that. You're going to want to cut yourself loose from it. You're not going to want to do it. So don't encourage yourself not to do it, because that doesn't prove to you that you don't want to do it. I see people, they'll act like and they'll say, "See, I don't want to." That's not it. Don't trick yourself into thinking that you're a lost cause, because really you're not proving that to anyone else. You're proving it to yourself. It ain't got nothing to do with anybody else. To me, that's foolish, really. And me personally, I love self-improvement. So when I see people do certain things, not even just this, just other things outside of it, it disappoints me to a certain extent, and it makes me just not want to be around them, for dangerous reasons, or maybe I'm not comfortable, maybe I know I shouldn't be around this person. There's something off about them. Me and them do not mix together. And I know a lot of you are nice and all that. You want to see the good in others. You want to make things work. But you have to be able to identify. Well, not really identify, but you have to be able to see what's good for you, what's good for them, what's bad, the bad in them. You have to see the bad in yourself. So again, don't keep trying to just say, oh, see, this is what I'm bad at, this is what I'm good at. That's not good enough. Stop looking at just the things that you can see. You can see all that stuff. So what you'll do is you'll keep doing that, and you'll feel, and that's fine. You can make improvement. Everyone's got to start somewhere. I'm just saying, don't just keep doing it. Don't keep looking at the things that are just a little too simple. Like for example, if I were to hit my toe somewhere, and I'd say, dang it, I'm so sick of doing that. Now look, that's me pretty much telling myself that I'm not going to look at the problem, and I'm going to get frustrated the next time it happens, because I'm technically disregarding the fact that I just hit my toe. I'm technically saying it's a lost cause. If you listen, if you think about it, all right? Now let's say if I stubbed my toe and I said, dang it, I did it again. Now see, I would say you're concerned and you're thinking about, you're halfway trying to solve it. So you might procrastinate, but you're not going to go deeply into it, all right? Those types of people, they'll just, next time it won't happen again, but usually something else happens later. You see? All right? Now, if you stubbed your toe, or let's just say you don't stub your toe. Let's say you stop yourself. This is somebody that has a very good awareness about themselves. This is someone that's got it. Hold on. So they got it. Now this person, they still almost made the mistake. So keep that in mind. But it's not always the person that doesn't make the mistake. It's often the person that is about to make the mistake, but they fix it in between making that mistake. They notice the mistake. Do you notice your mistakes? When you're about to make a mistake, do you look at a mistake as a fail? Do you look at it as like you're a failure? You failed. Do you look at a mistake like, dang, I just took a loss? Then you're not doing good enough. And dang, I guess that's where this came to, did it? But yeah, that's it. Glad I could, hopefully this helps whoever. I hope it does. I hope even if a few, because there's only a few of us that really care about this type of stuff. Some of us just look at it, and a lot of us look at it and they probably think it's funny, but that's them, if you feel good with that, that's great. I don't really, there's really nothing to feel. There's nothing to put towards it. That's just whoever is. So never try to convince somebody just because you see something that they refuse to see. They're different from you. You can't make someone think something. You can't make them feel anything. So just know that that's also a feeling of something you probably shouldn't pay attention to so much. You should already know. You see what I mean? The mistake. Catch yourself with your mistakes. Roll with your mistake. So that way you don't get caught off guard. Whether it be hitting your toe, problem that you have, something that you did that you didn't like, maybe the way that you spoke or did something and you didn't like the way you reacted, or you reacted towards somebody else yourself. Because as long as you try to improve on it next time, you will make the steps. You will get better. You will see that instead of complaining, instead of saying darn it, and you'll actually start to say, yes, got it. Then you'll get to a point to where you just naturally do it. You don't have to encourage yourself anymore. You don't have to have little mini celebrations. But self-encouragement is good. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But yeah, this does stem from online as well, and whatever life you're having. If it's, I know a lot of our lives are not that great, and we all react to our life differently, even if it's not that bad. We overreact with ourselves, and we make ourselves overreact even more because we encourage our sorrow and our suffering. But hopefully you can take those as well and, coast with them. Get rid of what you need to get rid of. Don't see what you feel as if you want to see when you're feeling negativity. You're just all full within full of yourself, full of all the bad things that happen to you, and you just want everyone to know. You want yourself to be reminded of it, but the whole goal is to get away from it. So, stop encouraging stuff like that. But the best way to stop that is to stop talking about it. See? It's a little lesson right there. Hope you caught it. You see how easy it is to just get caught up in something, you not know it, and it feels natural and it feels right. Like I said, you gotta feel, you gotta think, gotta be able to just catch it. You gotta catch it. But all right, I'm definitely going inside now. Can't wait to lay down. Kind of stayed up again, but I will be going to bed earlier, at least this time. It's like 5:36. But I slept today, so I should sleep earlier this time. And I won't sleep as long because I slept for 5 hours or 6 hours or something like that today. So I'll probably only sleep for another 4 hours, hopefully, or 5. Which honestly, I don't really like. But it'll make up, and I should get myself back on track. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it right here. It's been long enough.